Welcome to Come to Mama. I'm hoping to nurture some souls, help you through any tough spots you're going through in your life right now. Um, in the topic today, I put in the box was wounded healers, and we ask ourselves, why do we seek to heal through our pain? For me, um, well, I wrote down a couple of things, and one of the things is that I want people to know that they're not alone. um, no matter what it is that they're going through in their lives, you're not alone. You do have people, spirit, beloved ancestors, your spirit guides, and just the universal God, of course, there to you know guide you through whatever it is that we're going through with our pain. A lot of times, you know, pain comes from the understanding of it's time for us to move on from certain situations that are causing us pains. It's an emotion and it's a feeling. If you're not feeling the pain emotionally, you could be feeling it with some type of disease or aches and pains, mental pain. And a lot of times it's because you've been going through some type of a cycle, and it's a lesson that you need to learn, and but you don't want to, right? So as I spoke in the previous video, right now is a time astrologically with a lot of the planet alignments, um, that you know we have to let go of things that are no longer serving us in order for the new things to come into our lives. And it's come to a point now where, and I had listened to an astrologer who was talking about it. They were saying that, you keep holding on and holding on to something. And the way the energies are working now is, they snatching fingers off at this point because you won't let go. So, and that I equate to just, being in some type of pain, mentally or physically, right? Um, and, you know, through our pain, and the things that we're going through, we help each other with the understanding of that, we're not the only ones that are going through situations. Um, and I want to, let people know that, I hope that they can find strength, and I'm hoping that I can inspire people to, try their best to cope and move beyond, the situations that are blockages in their lives, whether it's people, places, or things, jobs, mindsets. Okay. Um, one of the things that I noticed about, um, in my observation of people who have constant pain, struggles, it's how they look at things. It's never looked at upon uh, something to help them move forward. It's always, some type of negative talk. Um, Never seeing the good side of things, never understanding that things are happening for a reason. And, you know, sometimes um, you have to, even if it's not going in your favor at the moment in time, have faith that things will move, forward for you, and things are always working in your favor. Things aren't happening to you, things are happening for you. And saying these things, even if it's not 100% what you feel at that moment in time, say those things over and over again and make it a habit, because over time you will start believing and seeing that. But a lot of times when we're in it and we're in the emotion and in the situation, we're not being an outside observer or looking at situations from different directions. And so that is one of the things that I was lucky to have with my mom, who is still alive. but she has always taught me to see things from other perspectives, not just from your own emotional perspectives. There could be so many roles and not roles, but situations that play into why people do the things that they do. And again, I spoke before, it could be from childhood traumas, it could be from past life traumas, it could be from um, uh, religion, uh, it can be from your background, where you're from, who you identify as, your parents, uh, being bullied at school, um, being bullied at your job, and, you know, not realizing that after the fact, when you got out of there, the weight that was lifted up off of you, even though it hurt you to get through the situation, the weight was lifted up off of you and you were able to breathe again. But when you think about it, it can bring up those feelings. And, that's one of the reasons why you must learn to talk to yourself with love, um, you know, affirmations, daily affirmations. That's one of the things that I say whenever I start worrying about things is everything's working in my favor. The moment that I start feeling that knot in my stomach or my mind going crazy and I start getting all these thoughts about things, I understand that everything's working in my favor. And it is working in my favor because I have everything that I need. When I start worrying about, oh, I won't be able to have this, that, and the other, and it's like, well, you have a roof over your head. And okay, well, yes, some things I do need to build and have more of, but guess what? Spirit comes through right in the moment of time. And like one of the examples is that through my wounds, you know, and I'm trying to heal you and to understand that this past almost 3 years, I have been going through some health issues. I have, moved cross country and had to, move, from out of state or to another state, my home state, and I've had to deal with relationship issues. I'm not in a relationship, but I've had to deal with relationships with the father of my children, who, um, to this day, has the ability to trigger me, and the reason why is because even though we've been divorced, there are still things that trigger me, like, let's say, the way he treats my children or the way that he's not supporting the family as he said he would or should. So I've let go of the whole relationship issues that we had together, but then there's a whole nother uh, type of issues that come along after the fact. And just when you think you've healed through that situation, then you get, these other issues where um, you think that someone would be there for you and see, that you're in a time of need because I am no longer working. And so I don't have the income that I had coming in. And I felt like he really kicked me when I'm down, um, when it came to supporting financially, our children. And what I say though is with that pain that came within, I understand that I'm taken care of. You know, um, More than anything, I think that we get ashamed or afraid to ask for help, or we don't we are our pride steps in the way of us asking for what we need, and not just to people but to spirit. And what I realized through this all is there's so many resources to help me, and there's so many things that have came my way spiritually just to help me out, um, without me even having to ask. uh, like today, what I say to spirit is, hey, spirit, I need some provisions here. I need some income. I need some money. I need some things to do the basic things, and buy the basic needs and stuff that I well, where I don't have to ask somebody, can you loan me some money or can you help me with that? Which I do ask. I do deserve that. I would do that for people in my life and I do deserve it. But I guess getting over the pride of understanding that I'm not taking advantage of anybody. I'm in a position to where I'm in need and I'm ready to receive because I give so much. I'm ready to receive. And so that has allowed me to ask. The worst that somebody can tell you is no. But just for instance, I talk to my spirit guides and my beloved ancestors, and I pray to the universal God, the creator of all, and I just say, hey, I am in need. Please, provide for me. And it'll come in increments. Like, I got um, $20 yesterday from something I wasn't expecting. And today in the mail, I got a $70 check, right? So um, it comes in. It comes in. I got a roof over my head. We have food to eat. I have a car to drive. We have our health. And even with my health, where I've suffered in a lot of ways, I'm healing and everything is working in my favor. And what I think is happening to me is happening for me. So, you know, when I say that, I have my wounds, but through my wounds, I'm hoping that I can help heal you out there who may be going through, you know, any kind of issues in your life. And the way that I try to heal myself is number one, having the attitude of gratitude for everything because I wake up and the first thing I think about, I've made a habit, is to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for everything, for the joy, the pain, the lessons. So we're going to go ahead and that's what we're going to go into is lessons. There's a song that my friend sent me last week and I had never heard it before, but it's called Lessons and it's by a gentleman by name Eric. I don't remember his last name. I'll probably look it up with my phone. But beautiful song. And it could come across as being romantic, but the words in general, you know, let me see, where are we here? Lessons. His name is Eric Roberson. Lessons. Beautiful, beautiful song. And so what he was saying was that all the experiences that he went through, that hurt him led him to the love of his life or the best job he didn't say that in the song, but how I'm looking at it outside of it being a romantic situation is that being that you had these hard jobs, these hard situations where it just wasn't fair, and you just situations didn't work out in that, and it caused a great deal of pain and suffering. But when you made it through, and then you seen something better came along, you can look back and you can say, now I realize that suffering that I went through led me to this what I have that's beautiful. Okay. And with that, I'm thankful because everything was working in your favor even then when you didn't see it. And so, we all handle obstacles and pain in our own way from the way that we were raised, and again, from our past traumas, experiences, religions, culture. And, it's about how we go through these situations. When what I've learned is that because I know that I have a spiritual army around me of love and protection, I recognize that when I'm going through situations, that helps me not take things so hard. I get caught up in the moment and I might get upset and I get that knot in my stomach or I want to cry. And sometimes I even do cry. And then I remember and I imagine that I just have arms around me. I can't see, but I know they're there to protect and love me. I feel very loved. I just do. I feel highly favored. And then I put things in perspective when I understand that, like, okay, it's not for you. It's just not for you. And trying to force things to be for you that are not will hurt you. And that's where you get the pain and the emotions. And it is for you to move from that situation. That's what the pain is. That's what the emotion of the pain is. We all know what love feels like. We know what pain feels like. We know what deception feels like. We know what um, uh, the honesty and respect and admiration, and we know what these things are. So pay attention to your emotions at the time when you're dealing with certain people with certain things, and holding on to things because you feel, based on your past beliefs, that that was all you were ever going to have, and if you lose it, that you're not going to be able to survive. And that is the illusion. I've been ambulanced out of my previous job, worried. And when I said to myself at that same job, Spirit, you got my back. I got my beloved ancestors. I got my spirit guides. I got an army around me. I imagined that in my head. I said, I'm going to get in here and I'm going to do the best that I can do. And guess what? If I lose this job, oh well, I will find another. But I'm not gonna not go in here and not do my best, because this is who I am. This is my work ethic. I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna show myself that I did everything I could in my power to do what was right here. And I changed my perspective of looking at everything so negatively. I put it down and focused on what was important to me, and that was just staying under the radar and getting what I needed to get done. And I said, if they come for me and they do something to fire me, or then hey, I'm ready to go. I'm not going to fight anymore. I was fighting. I was going through to this agency filing complaints and that agency filing complaints. And when I came to the realization that the fight is not mine, it just isn't. You just go in there and you do the best that you can do, the best job that you could do because of your work ethic, and the chips will fall where they may. But I was before in there hyperventilating and having anxiety attacks and getting the ambulance to the hospital, and then they tell me, oh, it's not a heart attack, or it's just stress, and even with my relationship, it was just so many things that I was having going on that I could not control, but I was trying to control, and I was in my head and I was stressing and I was worried. And then the realization that my spirit guides came to me and was like, girl, we got you. Just chill, relax. Everything's for you. It always has, hasn't it? And I thought to myself, yeah, everything has always worked for me. I'm a mother. I have 8 children, and all my children are beautiful children, that beautiful souls on this planet. And they, I know they will contribute to this world for the betterment of it. And I worked and I did sports, and I'm still have children that are, under the age of 18 at home. And I am lucky. I'm just lucky for a woman to have had so many children, that I gave birth to all of them and raised them all. You know, I, Spirit has always had my back. I mean, there's just no other way to explain it, that, you know, I have had help from, the spiritual side of, the unseen. I just have. And so, and with that, when it comes to religion, whatever your belief system is, it's nothing. I'm not judging you. I mean, what works for you works for you. What works for me works for me. But whatever you pray to, or how whatever your belief system is, just understand you are not alone in this. Even if people are not around, you are not alone. You are not alone. I can't stress that enough. And so sometimes when these situations occur, Just remember that, because it makes things so much easier for you when you realize that it's out of my hands, but I always know I've been taken care of. So work your magic, spirit, work your magic, ancestors and beloved ancestors, and spirit guides, the universal God, the creator of everything. Work your magic. I'm gonna sit in this back seat, put my seatbelt on, and I'm gonna just watch the scenery as we go. And when it's time for me to get on up out the car and go experience something, you'll let me know. But I'm gonna sit back here because you got this. So I hope that this helped, because another thing that I wanted to talk about was we have to choose our battles. And it gets exhausting. Many battles. It gets so exhausting to where you hurt yourself mentally, you know. So give it give it away with the understanding that you will be taken care of. Ask for enlightenment. Ask for, signs and symbols. Show me. That's what I do. When I wish to know something, spirit, show me. There's something that I'm missing here. Show me. I need to know. But I may not find out right now, but I might realize it in a dream. I might see it on a billboard. I could be sitting in line and hear some people talking about something, and eureka, there it is. And, just paying attention. When you're asking for something, pay attention. Show me. I wish to have a better understanding. Guide me to the right people, the right things. Help me understand. I just don't understand. Help me to understand. Ask for help. And before you know it, you'll meet somebody that gives you the answer, or see something that gives you the answer, or it'll just come to you. You will channel that within. Sometimes you got to go within. Sometimes you got to sit quiet for a while and just focus on some things that are, important. You got to let some of those things go and give it to God, and just believe and understand that it's happening for you, not to you, and everything's working in your favor. So I hope that we nurture some souls tonight. And what I'm going to do before we, um, I get off this live, almost something came out, so the cards are ready. They're ready. Just some messages for those out there who need, their souls nurtured, and maybe sometimes if you see my video, you can um, come through and we can chat. I hope that that's what I'm looking towards one day, is for people to subscribe and hit the notification. So, and I know I'm coming in pretty late, but if I start seeing people come on here more, I would love to chat with people in a respectful, loving way to, help nurture and guide each other. All right. So this is an oracle card. This is from the Magical Herb Oracle. And I am going to need my glasses to read the card that comes out, or cards. Last night I did one for every sign. This night I'm going to do all signs in one or two cards. But let's see. Ooh, a couple of cards came out. Actually, three came out. And the cards that came out was clarity, and the herb is bilberry. Then we have guidance, sage, right? And then we have awakening, golden seal. So I'm going to read each one of these cards to you, and then I'm going to end this. I just want this is message from Spirit, and whatever card applies, or if all three apply to you, you know, you take that and apply it to your life. The first one is clarity. A revelation and light being cast upon a situation will enable deeper understanding, and perhaps something you have been waiting for will be uncovered. You may need to work with greater accuracy and be more mindful of smaller details at the moment. Protection of what you are sharing is also indicated, so don't show all of your hand just yet. Keep a little back for a while. Keep your eyes wide open now because you just might miss a small but very important detail. Okay? And then we're going to go with guidance was the next card, which the herb was sage. Valuable advice is being offered, but it may not be in an obvious way. Learn through observing more closely the examples of others or exploring the foundations and the structures of what you are focused on. An authority figure is energetically connected with you and has a great deal of bearing on the present. Be on the right side of the law and be very careful with contracts. And you might also find those in positions above you will have a great impact on your concerns. These should be favorable. You may be prompted to find a mentor, teacher, or counselor to help you move forward at this time. All right. And then we have awakening, and it's golden seal. This is the herb, which is number 5. The call to rise and rally is sounding along with the power to activate the strength and tools required for any initiative you may be planning to undertake. A loosening up of attitude is called for, or a softening of rules or conventions. Don't get caught sleeping or daydreaming, as the time has come that you have been waiting for. Perhaps, too, you need to look beyond the surface of something that has held your focus. This is a positive message of a brighter tomorrow and an increase of finance and resources. And with that really just spoke to me, awakening. So that was meant for me and maybe many of you, because what I've been focusing on, I noticed, is situations that really don't deserve my mental thoughts at this moment in time, because I need to be focusing on what my path is, seeking knowledge and helping others be the best they can be, nurturing souls, being a soil for the seeds to grow. I look at the seeds as, uh, souls on the world, souls in the world, being that fertile soil where you can, get a start of growth. And I want to provide rich soil that will give you the best chance to be able to sprout and take off and bear fruit, provide shade, heal, um, provide oxygen for the earth. And I guess just for people, and if I'm using it as a metaphor, is, just helping you be your best you so that you can, give that. It's the gift that keeps on giving. So I love you all. And thank you very much. Please